We're going back in time. 1985, my first contract with the Navy. We were sent, me and one coworker, to San Diego, to the naval shipyards in San Diego. The Navy had asked us to find a way to redesign their weapons systems file. At this point I was working for EDS, which was Ross Perot's first company. So the dress code for this company was off the charts, structured and strict. The men had to wear suits and ties, not sports jackets and slacks. They had to be suits and ties. And the women, we had to wear either a very conservative dress or a suit, a skirt and a jacket. We weren't allowed to wear slacks, ever. We had to wear flesh-colored hosiery, whatever that meant. Anyways, so I was new to the world of professional dress, and I bought all kinds of stuff just because I needed to look the part, right? So anyways, one of the things I packed for this trip to San Diego was my brand new blue shadow pinstriped Evan Picone suit. The most expensive outfit I had ever purchased in my life to that point. And a special blouse that had sort of this little pleated ascot that was part of the blouse. Anyways, it was the most expensive clothing I owned. So I wore that to the first day where we were going out to this Navy shipyard in San Diego, the San Diego Naval Shipyard. So they took us around and took us on board the ships that were there to be worked on. And we got a chance to actually see the elements that are being captured in this weapon systems file. One of them was actually quite hilarious. It was called the PMS. Not what you think. It's Planned Maintenance System. So they actually, on board the ship, there were these little, like, metal boxes that were bolted and soldered to the side of the ship. And inside these little metal, they weren't really boxes, they were like a card holder, but they were metal, of course, painted gray like everything else in the Navy. And inside this little card holder were these maintenance cards. So the guys on board ship would have to go and they pull the card out, say, okay, what maintenance do I have to do today? And go find the thing that was on the card, that was written on the card, and go do whatever that maintenance task was that day. So that was one of the pieces of data that was in this weapon systems file, and we were supposed to be redesigning the whole thing and sort of bringing them up to date to current technology as of 1985. So anyways, we got to see what the PMS was all about on the Navy ship. So after we had a full morning of, tooling around ships, and now I'm wearing my Evan Picone suit and my blue pumps, not exactly the right apparel for trekking around on board of an aircraft carrier or a frigate in this case. So we went kind of late, and they said, all right, we need to break for lunch. Why don't you guys go into town, me and my coworker, and try one of our local favorites. It's called Fuddruckers. Fuddrucker. Fuddruckers. We're like, that's actually the name of a place that you would eat, really? It's like, oh no, it's great. They've got great burgers. You order it, it's chopped to order. They bring in all the meat is fresh. It's like, okay, well, we'll go see it. So off we go to Fuddruckers for lunch. So I don't know if you've ever been to one, but it's a hamburger place basically. But they do have really good meat. So you actually they bring in the whole cuts of meat and they grind it all there for the burgers, and you can get steak. I guess you can get steaks. I don't remember. So anyways, we ordered our food, burgers and fries, and then they have this whole fixings bar. So we fixed our sandwiches. We sat down, and on every table was a bottle of Mother Fuddruckers mustard. Yes, that's what it was called. It was actually on the label. And then a bottle of ketchup. Generic. I think it was Heinz. Heinz or Hans, who knows. But what I didn't realize until after the fact was those bottles of ketchup, they would just refill them. So they were always on the table. So whenever the ketchup would run low, they would get the big huge vat of ketchup that was back in the kitchen and bring it out and just refill all of the bottles every night. So this is a tomato-based product that's in a bottle and is constantly refilled. A little setup for you. So I'm a ketchup person, so I grabbed the bottle of ketchup to put on my sandwich, and I shook it up really hard because you hate all that liquidy, watery stuff that comes out at the top, right? So I shook it good and hard, like you would shake a bottle of ketchup. I had a really hard time. I couldn't get the lid off. It was really tight. And I tried, finally, I unscrewed the lid of the ketchup and boom! It exploded all over me. All over my Evan Bacone suit, my white frilly ascot, my face, my hair, everywhere. I looked like I had come out of a Chainsaw Massacre movie or something. And I was so stunned by the exploding ketchup. Now my coworker sat there laughing uncontrollably, of course. I'm sure it was hilarious to watch this person who's all dressed and prim and proper and trying to be all professional with an exploding ketchup bottle just having attacked them. So I went to the manager and I told them what happened, and then they explained, yeah, we refill the ketchup bottles, and so that one probably just needed to go. Yeah, I think so. So I had to go back to the hotel, I had to change clothes, then I show back up at the Navy base wearing a completely different outfit, and they're like, didn't you have something else? So then I had to tell them the whole story. Then they all laughed hysterically, so everybody had a good laugh at my expense, and I came away with the story of the explosion at Fuddruckers. There you have it. Take care. God bless.